Today I want to look at one of the new features from the new Droptober launch on Canva. And this one is going to be the Small Business Kit. Let me go to my screen and I'll share straight away. I'm Kim from Be Your Own Graphic Designer and a Canva Canvassador. As you can see, I'm now on my home screen, and I just wanted to show you that it's not actually that easy to find Small Business Work Kit, which is one of the great new features that was launched in Canva's Droptober campaign. You've got up here, Discover Droptober, and see what's new in Docs. And I decided that was going to be the best way to do it, because I tried searching for Small Business Kit in content search here, and nothing came up. The best way seemed to be to come through the click on this, see what's new in Docs. As you scroll down, you will either have this rolling screen, which has got Small Business Work Kit, or you can scroll even further down and you can find it here. But as I said, it wasn't as easy as I hoped to find it. Let's try the Small Business Work Kit. I just want to show you what's included, because it has got some fantastic trainings and templates, either to help you get started or to make your workflow faster. Here's the Getting Started place, and it describes the Work Kit as your all-in-one toolkit packed with tips, tools, and templates to get your everyday tasks done and maximize your potential, and also save you a whole lot of time. Under this, it's got various tips and trainings. The Ultimate Guide to Social Media Marketing, and I will click on that, and then brand kits, and then tips to speed up the content creation process without sacrificing content quality. And that's really important. If you're a solopreneur or a small business, this makes all the difference to how much time you can spend on your social media. I'm just going to click on this and open it in a new tab. At the same time, I'll click on these too. You can see what they're about. This one goes to a guide where you can see a whole description about what is social media marketing, and a love template going through why social media marketing is important to your business. And then it has some looks that you can try to achieve and that you can use the template for in Canva. I have to say though, I have reported this because when I clicked on all the users templates, when I first tried it, it just takes me to an error page. It did say I needed to check whether I was in my work or Teams account, and I was, but it still wasn't working. So I have reported that, and hopefully they'll correct this. Then it's got how to build a social media marketing plan. And anybody who's been involved in what I've done in my other business, which is more marketing, will see that I'm buried into building a social media marketing plan. It just saves you so much time and effort when you know what you're trying to achieve. Setting some goals, they're all really good advice, the kind of advice I give my private coaching clients. Understanding your audience, I always start with getting your brand persona understood, knowing who you're aiming for, optimizing your content, and take an audit of your current social media standing. It's a really good place to start. And then build a social media calendar, and it's got some examples. You can actually try these. And then tips and tricks to grow your social media following, which we all need. And obviously they're going to say keep it visual, but it is really important. And there's lots of nice persuasive language to keep it up to date, enhance your photos, collect powerful and consistent imagery, because being consistent is really important, and create valuable content, and then get it out there. And being consistent is just not only in terms of the brand look and feel, it's being consistent in making sure that you are posting on your social media. Then the building brand,
A recent commissioned study
takes you through to a video on YouTube called Effortlessly Build and Manage and Scale Your with Canva. That's worthwhile, and it goes through brand kits as well. And I find the brand kit incredibly helpful. Of course, you do need Canva Pro for all these features, and I will put a link to Canva Pro below this video where you can try it free for 30 days. And it's worthwhile trying, even if you can just get some exposure to this training and some of the special pro features. That's the video for you to watch. The third one was how to speed up your team's or your own content creation game, creating use templates, organize your assets, use AI and image creation tools. And I'm very big on AI now in terms of using it to give you a starting point, repurpose content across platforms. And these things that are so basic to what I always do. I really love the fact that Canva is saying exactly the same advice I give my clients. Develop clear brand guidelines, use content management and planning tools, streamline your content process so you can spend more time on creativity. The guidelines is using brand kits. That was some helpful tips to get you started, which is great. Then they move on to social media campaign, and I've given you some examples to start with. You can just click on these and then start to develop. And this is a great idea, a day in the life of a small business or a small business owner. It's really helpful and is a really good reel to put on Facebook or Instagram. A social media calendar and social media campaign planning. So if you have a special occasion like Black Friday or you're building up for Christmas or Halloween, having a social media campaign planning document is really helpful. And then you've got business growth and branding. This is a presentation on target personas, as I call your client avatar, or your ideal client persona. It's that person who you absolutely love to work with and you know will benefit most from your services. Because if you are a small business owner, you want to enjoy the clients you have. This is a great presentation. There's a pitch deck presentation, and you can use that basic pitch deck to build your own company presentation out, which is very helpful because also having a starting point makes your life so much easier. And then brand guidelines, which is very useful presentation, and that will link you back into Brand Kit. Sales strategy, using a whiteboard to plan out what your sales strategy is and the steps that you need to take. If you get into things like having a lead magnet to attract people into your business, then you need to make sure that you've got all the different thank you pages and everything else built out, perhaps automation series afterwards to welcome people onto your mailing list. You've got a document here that will help you build the whole thing through. And business analysis. And this is a SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis is a marketing term, but it's so useful. It's just worthwhile doing. And with my private clients, I take them through this. It's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And basically what you're trying to do is change your weaknesses into strengths and take the threats and make them into opportunities. It's a very useful document to get something down on paper, or in this case, a whiteboard, to how you can approach your business. And then there's some great promotional and events outlines and ideas. Sometimes having these ideas just makes it so much easier for you to start to build your own promotional assets. There's a business card, a promotional flyer, an event poster, a promotional t-shirt, a trifold brochure. Now, this is really helpful because if you are trying to do those, getting the balance and the sizing right can be quite a challenge. So that's a really helpful document. Promotional tote bag. And I had to open this one up because I wasn't sure what it was from this picture. And it is a retractable banner, or what I call a roll-up banner. Let me just go click you through to what template is. They called it a retractable event banner. These can be very difficult to get the sizing right on. Personally, I wouldn't take all the copy down quite so far because people don't really see it. If you think about wandering around an exhibition or display area, think carefully how far you run your information down. Let's go back to the Small Business Work Kit, an event mug. That's it. And then it gets onto the business side rather than just the outward-facing side of promotion and social media and your marketing. It goes on to operations and process, a monthly budget tracker, which is useful, a project document, a decision document, project tracker, a weekly report, quarterly planning document, and that's the operations and procedures documents. And if you have got a team, there's some team management documents as well. Onboarding, grow and develop plan, memos, job descriptions, which are useful to have, and a meeting document. And then just some more resources again, like how-to guides, competitor analysis, how-to templates and tips, 5 lessons on effective design processes, building brand guidelines again, how to make training videos. And we're doing these kind of things all the time now, whether it's training or whether you're going to use them to help promote your business. Writing a memo, design stories. And that goes through some apps that are loved by small businesses. And Slack is one, HubSpot is another. Some of these may be too big for you for a very small business. SharePoint, these are my go-to favorites, Google Drive and Asana. Asana is what I use to manage my team. That's one of the things I love about Asana is that I can take emails that have come in, send them to my Asana account, and then assign that work to one of my team. and I don't have a huge team, but it's really helpful. Dropbox for storage, you can use Google Drive or Dropbox. QR codes, and then other things you can do. Then we get down to explore more work kits. We've got marketing, sales, human resources, we've got a creative one, university students and primary teachers. And I will look at the marketing one on another occasion, but I think that's what I really want to do now, just to show you around the work kit. It'll make it easy. If you're struggling to find an eye or a template for the document you need, now you can go here and find one. If you found this useful, then please subscribe and hit the notify bell, and you'll know when I'm next recording a video. I hope that helps, and I'll see you soon.